Let's play Word 500. I'm going to start with joust. I like to start with an uncommon letter. So we're just going to assume there's no J in the word. Now we have a green and a yellow. So I'm going to assume the O is in, and then we'll make maybe the S green and the O yellow. I just have to start with something. But I'm thinking OS something. Do we want OSH? Oh, maybe an OSE, like chose. Let's try chose. Two greens and yellow, so maybe the O and the S is correct. That would have to be true if my joust is correct, although I kind of like OE better. We're going to run this out first. So what can we do? Maybe a double S, like floss. One green. Okay, so we're going to hit the clear button here. And we're going to say that the O was correct this whole time. We're going to say this E was correct. None of these are correct. No J, no S. So the green can't be the U, it would have to be the T, and that doesn't work, actually. So I think I'm going to have to make the E red here, and we're going to have to bring in either a C or an H. If the O is green here, that's forced, actually. Unless there's a J, but we're going to assume there's no J. So a C or an H, I don't know which one I like better. Let's look at C and then O and then T. What are we doing here? Maybe CRO, cropped, croat, croat. Maybe I don't like that. What about HO and then T? I am correct, right? Oh, it could be. Oh, it can't be ghost. No S. I'm just gonna look at this again to make sure I did this right because I kind of fumbled around. So if this O is green, these are all red. This O would have to be green. And then in joust, if we assume there's no J, the O would be yellow. The U could not be green. It would be in the same place as O. So the T has to be green, which means this can't be the other green. And we're left with what I had. So WHGH can't be ghost. I don't see a WH. PH? No. Maybe a vowel? Aho, oho. No, I don't think this works. So I think the O is just not in the word. I think that's our conclusion. Maybe the S has been green here, here, and here. So then we would get, maybe the E is green here. I like the E at the end. Then we need a yellow, either a U or a T. I kind of like having the T over the U having to be somewhere over here. So I don't know where the T goes, but we could do T's, double E. Two greens. So still just the SE if that's true. Oh. No. Yeah, that doesn't work. So we'd have to have the U. Okay. So it would be like something U, something SE. QU? I don't think so. GU? I don't think so. Maybe this isn't it. UNSE? Could we start with U and then end in SE? No. Okay. So we got to go back to the drawing board. I guess that means O is not in and S is not in. J is not in. So we need a U and a T. Maybe I'll stick the U in the middle and the T yellow. And so that allows me still to end in E. And then the A could not be green. The T would have to be green here, actually, because we have that T. We need an F or an L. The L, oh, no, we'd have to do TL. That doesn't work either. What am I doing wrong here? If there's no O and there's no S and there's no J, maybe I would make the U yellow, or the U yellow and the T green. Or I just won't bring in the E. But let's try this first. So that means that these can't be in because these are only greens. So I would need one of FL. I would need both of CH, but that doesn't work either. Are we sure the O can't be green? All right, no O. If we have no O and no S, we can still make the U green and the T yellow. We just don't bring in the E. So no E. So we'd have to have the T green here, A green here. This is the issue. We're stuck here with the CH and the T being green, and yeah, it's just a mess. So I think I want to look at O being green again, here and here. What if the O was also green here as a double O? Well, okay, so if the O is green, we have no S. We're saying no J. I mean, if there's a J in the word, I'm just screwed. Let's see. So we need a green and a yellow here. Oh, the O would either be green or yellow, and then we'd bring in a U or a T. So like we could technically make this green and then one of the other ones a yellow for double O. But let's see what else we have to work with here. It feels like we should make the E green, both of these. The A is not going to be green here because the O already is. And so one of the E's has to be green. And so it's going to be this one. Because it's, or it could be both E's green, actually. That might be interesting. But then we'd be EO. So we end up with this. And then it's not, the C or the H can't be in. Yeah, this is, oh wait. I think I already had some colors. Darn it. Okay, we're going to do it again. I remember kind of what it was. We had both E's in. No, we didn't have both E's in. We had the T in. We had this. Yeah, we already have olive chose. We already have olive floss. Okay, never mind. So it's TOO something E. Is there like a tune or a toop or a tomb? Tour, tube. Okay, I don't think this is it. Unfortunately, we found something that kind of works, but it's not it. So I just don't think we can have the O. So we need, I think we need the S then, because I couldn't remove the S. So the S has to be green here, which means it's green here, which means none of these are in, which means it's green here. Maybe I was just coloring wrong earlier. So it's just green all the way up. We need a yellow U or yellow T. We're not going to decide on that yet. Another green here and another green here. It could be the E at the end. Or it could be like yellow T, green T. Let's investigate that. Because if that T is yellow, this has to be green T, which means no E's. No C here. We have the H. This might be possible. TH something S something. What vowel do I have left? An I? If I had more vowels, maybe. It would have to be IS. This isn't a word. Darn, just not enough vowels for that. So I think if we have all these S's, then we don't have the O's. Oh, we can't have O and S anyway. Yeah, I think I realized that. So then we wouldn't have the T. We'd have the yellow U, which gives us a vowel, thankfully. And then, so we wouldn't need this T either. I need one more from CHE here. So if I don't have an E, I'd have to have the A green here. And then I'd need a C or an H green here. But where's the U going to go? U's don't go at the end of words. C-U-A. Not C-A-U. C-U-A-S isn't a word. U-H-A-S isn't a word. Oh my gosh. Maybe we don't have the S then. We don't have the O. I think I tried this, but maybe there's something I'm missing. What if it just starts with J? That would be insane. So I might just do a filler at this point because it's been how long? 9 minutes. All right. So often with fillers in Word500, I try to get 5 red. So if I can get 5 red, then that really limits things because we know they're all not in there. So I'm gonna use the J just to prove that there's no J, and I'm going to use the O and the S. I don't know. Maybe I don't. Maybe I can't use the J. Maybe I can do something like. It's also tempting to do something like fizzy or I don't know. I want to prove there's no O. If I did foist, I don't think it's going to be all red. But is it interesting? I don't know. I don't think foist is interesting enough. Maybe moist, but nah. I want to use an O and an S and see if we get all red. So I need to like guarantee the other ones aren't in, which isn't necessarily possible. I could guess something like focus. If it was all red, it means there's no OU, which would be amazing, but I don't know if that's true. Let's just see what focus comes up with. 2 yellows in focus. So there could be an O or an S, or both. No, there can't be both, actually. I'm thinking U and S might be in the word. Let's investigate that. So the green would be this S, because this S would be yellow there, right? So we have all these S's. And then the U would be our yellow. Definitely no O. And then one more green here, one more green here. I'm back to U somewhere ending in SE. I think I just didn't think of the word. I think I had this early and I just didn't think of it. Purse. I could have had that like, how long ago? 9 minutes ago, maybe? Darn, I just didn't think of... I had U-S-E filled, and I didn't think of purse. Or nurse. It could have been nurse also. Darn it. That was frustrating. I think I proved that it could only be those, though. Exhaustively. All right, well, how'd you do?